Welcome into the crypto bunker. Today, I want to go over what's going on with this Russia news in terms of crypto. We are seeing Russia is going to license crypto exchanges, tax large transactions. I think that this news is sort of getting confused. A lot of people are saying that this is bullish for crypto, and in a way it is. But also in a way it's kind of not. So let's take a look at this article. And Russian government agrees to the future regulation of cryptocurrencies. This time the central bank is on board as well. They published a document setting out to, for the principles, regulations of cryptocurrencies. It says that Russians own $26 billion worth of crypto, which is a lot less in terms of a lot less than what people thought originally. So cryptocurrency purchases in Russia must take place only through locally registered and licensed companies so that users are fully verified and information about their transactions can be made available to government agencies. The document did not cover mining. All transactions bigger than 600,000 rubles must be reported to the Federal Taxation Service. Failure to do so could be considered a felony, and using cryptocurrency to conduct crime should be an aggravating factor, obviously. So there's a couple things in there: regulation, KYC, monitoring. So those are all bad things. So I don't know where the bullish. I honestly think that this is just another scam pump, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I'm a bear, or I guess I'm sorry that I'm trying to be objective about these things. But people are, this is like what happens at the end of a bubble. I think people just lose their minds and they just think, they don't even look into articles. They just read the headlines. And so, if you go to, this is the headline: Russia moves to recognize crypto as a form of currency. Okay, well, when you do that, you come in and you regulate the heck out of it first. So I think what's going to happen is, Russia is going to come in and they're going to basically force out anyone that was in it for sovereign money reasons, really. I mean, it's sad. And I hope that, other countries don't take a look at this and say, oh, we want to do this too. But I think this is possible. I think the US has already talked about taxing or at least monitoring large transactions. So they're going to want to monitor your large Bitcoin transactions. A lot of people think that Bitcoin is censorship resistant. That's the propaganda that we see. Censorship resistant money. And this is exactly the opposite of that. So people who are tweeting like Bitcoin is censorship resistant money, Russia is legalizing, Bitcoin. That's not what this is about. And I hope that people understand banks are going to be working with crypto exchanges that like it's like when Gary Gensler said, we want the DeFi exchanges to come in and work with us and become like securities or whatever. Like that's what this is. So it's completely centralizing crypto. It's completely going against what people are saying is the point of crypto. So I just want to go into a few other news stories that happened recently. The feds arrest husband and wife team and recovered 3.6 billion in Bitcoin stolen in 2016 from Bitfinex, the largest government seizure in history. This is not something that happens at the beginning of a bull or the beginning of a rally, in my opinion. Again, there's these two crazy people in New York who just look into, some of the videos they've made. Like the woman is like a sort of like a crazy rapper who also does like some type of horn, and it's just like really, really strange stuff is going on. And so the fact that they are like, first of all, the fact that the feds seized this Bitcoin, I guess it's good and it's bad, right? So again, with the censorship resistant money, is it censorship resistant that the feds just came in and seized the Bitcoin from these people? I mean, I don't really see the logic there. I understand they had it on like the cloud or something. They didn't have it on a hardware wallet, but the feds are watching Bitcoin. They're watching all the transactions. They can see everything that's happening. So it's not censorship resistant. So let's just be objective about what it is. You're not like doing transactions that the government doesn't know about with crypto. And the other thing is they have technology, the military grade technology that they're going to use once they come in and clean this market up for to follow people's transactions and to see if you paid your taxes, to see who's doing bad things with crypto. A lot of the Epstein stuff, again, there's going to be a lot of stuff that comes out with that with Bitcoin. So just things to be aware of. I guess they said they traced the stolen money 120,000 Bitcoin, which is a ton of Bitcoin. I mean, that's like the amount that I think like Michael Saylor owns, same amount. So imagine if the government just decided to dump the Bitcoin, or no one really knows what's going to happen with it. Someone might buy it and then they dump it. It's questionable at best, and I just don't know what is going to happen here. Yeah, so just wanted to go over that, and then another thing. Well, another couple things, I guess. Warren Davidson has said Tether is a time bomb, and I think Tether is a time bomb. So just realize this is the biggest stable coin in the market. It's been used to, go in and out of Bitcoin, to pump Bitcoin, to dump Bitcoin. There's been stuff with Bitfinex where, isn't it funny how every time there's leverage one way or the other, it gets liquidated? Does anyone notice this? So I just think that, we have to be aware of these things. Bitfinex is connected with Tether, and so Tether would has the ability to just print money and then use that to buy Bitcoin and then dump it on the market if they want to liquidate people that are long, or the opposite, they can pump it up if they want to liquidate people that are short. So Congress is preparing to consider stablecoin regulations, and Tether is easily going to be the one they go after. There's already a lawsuit with CoinDesk, I believe, with Tether. And let's see what they said. There isn't transparency or disclosure there. They acknowledge that they have commercial paper, but they don't disclose what exactly that is. That's where I think that a time frame, I think that a framework that compels disclosure does provide investor protection. Regulators ought to get their arms around Tether. There's frankly more reason for the SEC to be looking at Tether than for them to be looking at Ripple and XRP. And then I just want to revisit this because, Wonderland Finance was a big part of DeFi. And so there was also the wormhole hack that was Solana DeFi. Ethereum hash rate, I guess, hit a new all-time high. So let's just look into this. Following the revelatory identification of previously anonymously Quadriga CX co-founder Michael Petrane as the founder of DeFi protocol Wonderland, known on social media as Saifu, a subsequent community vote decided upon the permanent closure of Wonderland for outstanding security concerns. Okay, so we see that shutdowns are happening in terms of DeFi. We did see that there was $145 million losses incurred. There was a lot of shady stuff that happened with this. Even with Daniel Sesta, who the Frog Nation, obviously, Frog Nation's just these people who are crazy about Sesta and Andre Cronje, and just they're like DeFi, basically degenerates. They call themselves Frog Nation. So the wind down of Wonderland and give the treasury back its holders, or give the treasury back to its holders, was put to a community vote, and so yeah, so he's saying the Wonderland is still a community, but it's clearly divided, and so they believe that they failed, and they're trying to find a way to sort of get everyone involved that was scammed their money back. So a lot of shady stuff happening with that. That's also sort of connected to the MIM stablecoin. So a lot of like weird stablecoins out there that I think are definitely going to be subject to regulations that are going to be coming in soon. So there's a dichotomy, I think, of what's happening. I think that if you own Ethereum and possibly Bitcoin, I think you'll be okay. That doesn't mean to go out and buy it right now. I would really, really recommend, none of this is financial advice, but to kind of just wait and see how this plays out. We need to see sort of what direction this is going to go in terms of regulations first, and then sort of see how this cleanup goes. And then I would say, then there's maybe a chance to step in and see what's going on with this. So yeah, those are just a few things that are happening. And I just wanted to cover those because I think that people are confused once again about whether this is bullish or bearish. You know, Putin also said he supports Bitcoin mining in Russia, which I think is bullish. So he said Russia boasts competitive advantages in Bitcoin mining. They have the third largest hash rate. So I think possibly what they're going to do is nationalize it a little bit. So they're going to bring people in on regulations on the banks. The banks are going to take fees and they're going to increase taxes on it. They're going to make you KYC. They could use it for mining for themselves. So it's a mixed bag of, you know, freedom being taken away from Bitcoin, which is kind of the whole purpose of Bitcoin, but also, you know, governments stepping in and saying, oh, we can make some taxes off this. And maybe we can make some money off of mining because that's like free money if you have cheap energy. So why wouldn't they take advantage of free money and increase taxes, which is bad for the people, good for the governments. So that's kind of what we're looking at here. And hopefully you guys got something out of the video. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Like the video, share it, get it out there to as many people as possible, and have a great day.